Yeah, so welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. So there's another video that I'm gonna do while waiting for Terrence. So he's been buying some materials in for some sand that is needed for tomorrow's work. Yeah, so the question is some of the question one of the Filipina is looking for property to buy in the Philippines, looking for house and lot. Yeah, but the problem is the husband is very choosy when it comes to the location. So she wanted to buy a house already, a house and lot already. But the problem is she has many options. She has many properties being looked and being referred to her. But when it comes to her, when it arrived to his husband, said no, there's some neighbor, or no, it's very closer to the neighbor. No, it's because it's gonna be noisy. There is gonna be dogs. There gonna be some um, pigs, which we have right now. you know but we didn't have a problem about it. Just once it's eating time, that's the one that they're very noisy. you know so the answer of your question, ma'am, I think you just buy a property on your own. No, buy a property instead of house and lot. And then once you like the area, then that's the time that you're gonna get that property. And then build a house. Build a house, 4 to 5 months, depending on what how big is the house that you're going to build. Instead of looking some house and lot, and then you don't like it, or your husband doesn't like the look on the house, or does because there's a lot of factor to be considered when you buy a house and lot. That you like the look, you like the space, how big is the space, how many rooms it is. Whereas if you build on your own and you have your own design, then you will be satisfied. But of course, you need to be ready on the expenses. Because right now, if I compare the materials uh, 5 years ago and now, it's really a big difference. It's a really big difference. So, and also the labor. The labor is that per day is the one that it also make the expenses quite huge. So yeah, that's the answer of your question, ma'am. I would suggest, if until now you didn't able to find a house and lot that your husband is like, then better to look better to look a farm lot that is quite, because there are a lot of farm lot that is cheaper, like. But it depending on the location, because if your location is closer to the highway, then expect that the prices per square meter is quite high. But if you're looking for a property that is quite far from the highway, like for example 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers, as long the important is there's a road. It's that the car and the delivery guys can able to pass going to your property. That's very important. But I would suggest 1 kilometer is enough. Not very, not not very very far from the national highway, because the other thing that you need considered also is the maintenance on your car, if it's especially if it's not cemented. So that's another factor that you need to consider. But if your husband don't want a closer neighborhood, then I would suggest that buy a property 3 hectares or 2 hectares. That's quite big already. And you build your house in the middle of the property. So by that, you are quite a bit far from your neighborhood. So that's my suggestion. And then I think, for depending on what kind of house that you're planning to build, 1 million, just budget it for 800 to 1 million pesos. Then that's already reasonable price. 800 to 1 million pesos, but expect that it might be quite bigger, or times two, when it comes to, well, on the process, because as I says, the materials is quite high. The materials is quite expensive, and also the labor. So that's my suggestion. So Terrence has no problems when it comes to um, closer to the neighborhood. Although we just have some problems on the dogs, because sometimes, especially if it's heated time, there's a lot of dogs coming into the property. So that's our problem that we're trying to resolve. We're gonna redo our gate so that the dog will not come in, because the gate is quite high and enough space for the dog to come in. And also that's the reasons why also we do the fence on the other side, so that the dog will not jump, but also there are some dogs that is really jump very high, so, but it's only a small problem that can be easily resolved. So with your husband, ma'am, that's my opinion. If just give couple of months, try and error to find a house and lot that your husband gonna like, and if not, then considered buy a lot only and then build a house on it. So by that you have a choices, to be away from the neighborhood, or not be closer to the noise in the neighborhood. So that's the answer of your questions. Have a great day. Thank you so much, and God bless. Bye bye.